He's Bill Ryder, and he's Ryder than you.
The program Ryder than you, sometimes.
He's a fan.
I love sports so much.
He's in your face.
I will destroy those obnoxiously arrogant, clueless, tone-deaf superstars who are marginal players, good players, who made careers, who think they're Hall of Famers.
He's nice.
I promise, we're nice here.
He's humble.
I think I'm pretty good if you're on the show about admitting if I got it wrong.
Live from Los Angeles, here's Bill Ryder.
All right, show's back. Welcome back into A Ryder Than You. Thank you so much for hanging. Had a few pods last week. Did not do a Friday show because I was hanging out with our guy Ty Dunn. So if you missed the show, if you missed me, if you missed making fun of me, whatever the draw is at BillRyder.substack.com, hung out with my guy Ty Dunn. It was very fun. We're supposed to do 40 minutes. I think we did an hour and a half. I could talk to that guy about football for forever. A lot of things coming up. We're going to get to our March Madness correspondent. Now, that seems like a big deal, but it's because Tom DeCelestino, Pretty Daddy, was demoted by one of you from hockey correspondent to March Madness correspondent. I don't know. I just facilitate. You all make the decisions. We have a surprise segment for him. I've got a TV recommendation that someone else made. I've got some, you know this, but I want to ruminate a little bit on some sad news for Tiger Woods. Let me start here, and then we'll bring Tommy on. The thing about sports, and I've talked about this a lot here on the Substack, on the podcast. I talked about it a lot back on the radio days. Ultimately, a little cheesy here, I am drawn, I think most of us are, to feeling alive, to that sort of sensation of like, holy God, that was amazing. And usually, whether you root for a team or not in this context, and it's more fun when it's your team, but we want to see greatness. We want to see people who rise up and do something amazing. Tiger Woods chasing history. Shohei Ohtani perhaps being the greatest baseball player of all time and showcasing that even if you're not a Dodgers fan. LeBron James, even though the guy can be hard to root for back in his heydays. Maybe Steph Curry, a more likable version. We root for people, and that sort of rooting for people and rooting for greatness and that excitement and that joy and the victory, right? That's the thing that matters. Why is it that Duke is as much fun to watch lose? And I don't even hate Duke. I mean, I guess I do. I don't know why. It's something in the universe. I mean, do I like Christian Laettner? No, he tried to steal my car at the 2012 London Olympics. We had it out, and we were both really hungover. But that's the only – I wasn't mad at Christian Laettner when he did his thing 35, 36 years ago. I didn't hate Coach K, and yet there was something absolutely magical. I had Duke all the way in the Ryder Than You bracket challenge. I needed Duke to win. My buddy Jeff, who was ahead of me, my buddy Jeff Mills was going to win our bracket challenge here on the podcast if Duke won the whole thing. And he'd already told me it was between me and the Mizzou head coach being bum of the week because the winner gets to pick bum of the week. And he was giving me all the reasons. And he's like, can I come on and do it myself? I'm like, yeah, man, if you win. He goes, I'm going to win. Duke's going to win the whole thing. When Braylon, if you missed this, when Braylon Mullins hit the shot, when basically Duke is up 2, they have the ball, just get the ball in. Make your free throws. If you get fouled, you win. Duke turns the ball over. The ball bops around. Mullins gets the ball. He's a freshman. He's somewhere between half court and the three-point line. Puts up a long three. He Christian Laettner's the team of Christian Laettner. When that happened, I saw my buddy Jeff, where you get the 3 little dots that are writing. I thought it was going to be some swear word bleep. He wrote worth it. Worth it. His brackets just... Why do we all hate Duke? And I do. It was joyous. I don't like Dan Hurley. Right? Like I saw UConn win 2 of these a couple years ago. I'm over it. There was just something magical about it. Coming off an amazing weekend. I don't know if it was amazing because Arizona beat Purdue pretty handily and Michigan trounced Tennessee. But my dad has Michigan in our bracket challenge, and he's leaning toward making my brother bum of the week for some inter-family stuff. So I was down for Michigan. Illinois beat Iowa. Brad Underwood's my guy, and I was rooting for Iowa anyway. It was a good game to Illinois pulled away at the end. But that UConn shot just reminded me, reinforced what March Madness can be. I saw an old colleague say basically all the games suck. No, they didn't. I only need 1 or 2 of those. But there's something about Duke losing that's just absolutely magical. Even with Hurley, Tom, I don't know if you saw this. He didn't headbutt the official, but the official came up to him and he went full psycho in his face, didn't pull back. So it was crazy. Good morning, March Madness correspondent, Tom DeCelestino. Hello.
Good morning, Bill. How are you this morning?
Not as good as Mr. Mullins. Freshman. I think he was 0 for 4 from 3 up to that point. And for the second year in a row, Duke has had its heartbroken. I can't Like, I pretend that I don't like the Yankees. I don't actually care. I mean, I if the Yankees win, I'm not going to be upset. There's a reason I don't root for Doc Rivers teams, right? I've sort of staked a claim that I think Sean Payton's overrated in the NFL, and so I'll be honest, I enjoy it when Denver goes down. I have nothing against anybody on Duke. I don't know why I took and I don't really like UConn. I don't know why I took such joy in their loss.
Doesn't it feel like for all of us who are watching college hoops, like that Duke hate, it's there somewhere. Like,
yeah.
Maybe it's not at the surface for us. Maybe it's buried underneath a few layers. But, I think it's there for everybody. That Duke hate is a real thing.
Do you think it okay, so the thing is, J.J. Redick I don't find to be likable. He's a Dookie. Christian Laettner I didn't really have an issue with until I met him. And now my sort of my sort of brief interactions with him weren't awesome. Okay. But that happens. Do you think it's because we see them as the sort of rich, obnoxious kids? I don't mind Coach K. Coach K wins a lot and has the swearsies. He sounds like a guy I want to have a beer with. I don't understand the psychology of it.
I don't know if it's just because, look, J.J. Redick, when he was on Duke, it's 20 years ago now, but
right. Yeah.
He was just everywhere. Like, he was the poster child for college hoops. Christian Laettner was right when I'm starting to watch sports. Like, he was everywhere, and he was put on Team USA, and nobody thought he should be on the Dream Team.
Oh, everyone hated him for that, yeah.
And it's just I don't know if people are we just get force fed Duke, and it's just people pushing back like they're not the greatest thing since sliced bread. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but man, when Duke loses, people love it.
I was that shot away, by the way, from having my entire Final Four in the Rider Than You Bracket Challenge.
Very nice.
Bringing me all the way from second to last to 10th. It's much nicer being 10th. So Jason Lipton is going to win. He's in first. He's tied for first. He's going to win the whole thing if Arizona wins the whole thing. That's where he is. My boy Jeff Mills is tied for first, but he's done. He's out because Duke is out. Dave Ryder, that's my dad, wins the whole thing if Michigan gets it done. That feels like a very good pick. If I were going to redraw right now, I really like Michigan. AIW's picks, that's Nick Witrian, has it if UConn wins the whole thing if UConn gets it done. So just if any of you befriended those guys, you have a little time to try to make good because they get to pick Bum of the Week. Tommy, where are you at in the old bracket? You didn't sign up, right?
So I went through it this weekend because I'm in 3 brackets.
You're Bum of the Week, dude.
I don't think I made it in time.
You're Bum of the Week, bro. You didn't sign up for the bracket challenge. That's crazy.
I'm gonna blame Stu for sending the wrong link initially.
How did who did you take? What's your thing look like?
So in my family bracket, I have all 4 Final Four teams.
Wow. Okay.
But I have Arizona winning the whole thing, which, by the way, Michigan is favored over Arizona, which I find pretty surprising.
They look really, really good. I gotta say, what a run for the Big Ten. I know it's their year, but what an absolute, and they were obviously guaranteed between Iowa and Illinois to have a slot. Michigan just dominated that game. And I know Purdue didn't win, but they were there. They're in the Elite Eight. I mean, it's an incredible run for the Big Ten. We're at the stage now where 1 seeds, 2 seeds, 3 seeds, and there's a time when 4 or 5 seeds in the Final Four makes sense. Do we feel like there's too much domination in March Madness now? Do you buy? Because it hasn't bothered me, but it's certainly true. We don't have as many upsets out there.
Don't have as many upsets. There's no real Cinderella to root for.
Yeah.
We had a few blowouts. I thought we had a really entertaining Sweet 16, though. I thought it was good. I thought it was good college basketball. Even in the games, Duke found themselves in a dogfight in just about all of their games. They weren't smoking anybody. They weren't blowing anybody out.
St. John's game was a great game.
It was a great game.
Yep.
I'm good. We didn't have any Cinderellas this March, but I'm good. I still enjoyed the tournament. I'm okay with it.
I know I'm biased, and I know I'm biased. I got it. Iowa was kind of the Cinderella, right? At a certain point, because they're the 9 seed. And I watched that game with a little more emotion. They were in that game until Illinois just kind of pulled away at the end. They just had too much talent.
And their head coach, Ben McCullum, like kind of giving off Kirk Cignetti vibes. And look, I know he didn't win the national championship.
No,
I'm not
I
trying
think
to
that's
make
real.
that correlation, but like dude's a rising star in the sport. Like Iowa's gonna have a lot of talent moving forward on that roster. Dudes,
And that's his dream job. He's from Iowa, so he'll probably stick around. I still think Alabama's the best team in the country. By the way, I like to. How bad is Juwan Howard as a? I mean, he leaves and Michigan just becomes a few years later just an absolute power. I'm with you. I've enjoyed the tournament, and the thing is, some of it is all right. We have a really good Sweet 16. I had a school, in Iowa that I'm kind of invested in, and a coach in Brad Underwood I'm kind of invested in, and the joys of Duke losing, like all those storylines are there. But to your point, there weren't a lot of Cinderellas. There were a lot of really, really good basketball games. At every remember High Point? That was the one sort of they played Arkansas tough. Like I mean, there were good basketball games over this tournament. I'm hoping that next year we'll revert back to a little more 12 seeds and 13 seeds, and some Butler-esque school makes a run. But even if that's not the case, I think the product is still really entertaining and really good.
So I'm with you this, and I think this raises a good point. The basketball was really good. We got entertaining games. But to your point of the lack of Cinderellas, I don't know that we had the storylines. Like, like the in-depth pieces that CBS and Turner Sports normally give us, like when they're going to like get us to know the Cinderellas, get to know the head coach that came out of nowhere. I don't know that we got that this year, but we got good basketball.
I'm not watching a lot of the shoulder programming, right? I just kind of watch the games now and then put it on mute. What do we make of Nate Burleson? Do we have I don't understand. I didn't watch a lot of it, so I can't pretend that I was, Andrew Marchand. That's a media critic. Nobody knows what media people like locked in. I don't get it.
Put in an impossible situation. I'm almost at the point where it's not his fault. Like what did we expect? He's not a host.
He wasn't welcomed.
Yeah, and like it didn't go well. But I'm at
awkward.
The point of like not his fault. What's he supposed to do? Turn down that opportunity? Like it's a big opportunity.
Yeah.
It was never gonna work.
It's almost as if the people that run CBS Sports Talent don't know what they're doing.
That show.
Yes.
That studio show needs an overhaul. It needs an overhaul.
Well, if you can make Charles Barkley look out of place on a TV set, you're doing something wrong or you're in the wrong place. I know this conversation's happened before, but I'm with you. I mean, like, I really like John Feinstein. I find the chemistry is the chemistry's off too, right? Like it's a weird, uncomfortable vibe for me. Part of the reason I muted half of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Chuck, and you got Bruce Pearl. Clark Kellogg's fantastic, by the way. Clark Kellogg is great. And then, like you said, with Nate, it was never gonna work.
Just have a host.
Just have somebody where like that's their gig. That's what they do.
Man, Hurley's such a great coach, isn't he? I find him very hard to root for very quickly.
I'm all in.
Yeah, I knew you would be. You like psychos.
I think he might be the face of college hoops. 3 Final Fours in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And he's got personality. Whether you love him or hate him, he incites emotion.
He's in the Final Four, and he just beat what I thought was the best team in basketball. So obviously they can win again. I mean, what if he gets 3 national championships this quickly?
It's crazy because Calhoun has 3.
Right.
Kevin Ollie got 1, and Hurley's going for his 3rd in a much shorter time period than Calhoun.
Bill Self has 2?
Yeah.
I mean,
Pitino has 2 as well.
3's pretty rarefied territory and company. All right. It's good to see you. Everything good? How's life? Everything great?
Oh, yeah. Everything's great.
Living the dream?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dream living?
Dream living to the fullest.
All right. We're going to come back in a moment. We're going to do a fake break. It's all happening. We'll be right back. I push the right button.
You're listening to the Writer Than You podcast.
I mean, that was a short break. That's going to be hard to clip. That was a short one. This story sucks. So Tiger Woods, we all saw this. The alert came, had another rollover accident. He was arrested for DUI. He passed a breathalyzer. This is in Jupiter. This is in Florida, near his Jupiter home. He refused a urine test. The implication being some form of medication of some kind, and was arrested and booked. And he is dating, I didn't know this, President Trump's former daughter-in-law. And I did know this. He's friends with the president. So the president released a statement, basically the poor guy's trying to come back to the Masters. Basically leave him alone. We'll see what happens. He's Tiger Woods. He's friends with the president. He's got a bunch of money. He's not going to go to jail, right? We'll see it just makes me really sad, the demons this guy has, Tom, and the struggles that he obviously has. And the rollover that he had in Los Angeles, in the LA area, is not that far from where I'm sitting that way. It's probably 3 miles that way. And I drove it. Do you remember this? Were we working together?
Yeah,
at the time, and it was terrifying. Like, it's a beautiful stretch up in a place called Palos Verdes that comes down. It's a big hill area. It's like not a mountain, but it's bluffs, right? But as you come down, there's all these places where obviously Tiger rolled, and you could do yourself some real damage. We talk about his legacy, we talk about his greatness, we talk about whether he passed Jack. When we discuss the greats, Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, Leo Messi, Shohei Ohtani, if you want to put LeBron on there, whoever I'm missing, Tiger, and he holds his own with any of those sort of legacies and legends. Obviously a tortured guy. It really bums me out on a human level that he's dealing with this. A lot of people are. Those people are not Tiger Woods, and so aren't national stories. And on a golf level, it probably just reinforces that he's not going to win majors again. But the sort of bigger concern is you just hope that he can be okay as a person. And I'm not being judgy. I'm not trying to be Pollyannish. If you've rolled your car and almost died, and then you are impaired, allegedly impaired, and you roll your car again. I know he walked away. It feels like a matter of time before something goes really, really bad for you, or someone that just has the misfortune of driving next to you or near you or being on a bicycle or whatever it is. I love the guy. I root for the guy. It doesn't make it okay. Not for him and not for whoever happens to be in the area when he loses control of his car.
I think you nailed it there. I have compassion for the guy. As an athlete, I'm a Tiger fan still, but now I think I'm at the point where, while I still feel for Tiger and I hope he gets the help that he needs, we have to be concerned about everybody else, right? Like, you're at the point where you're endangering other people on the road. Like, this is a pattern now. And while Tiger obviously needs help, we have to be concerned with everybody else that's out on the road with him. And that's just where my head's at. I'm still a Tiger fan. I still want to see him win whatever he can win. But dude, maybe you just can't drive anymore. Maybe it's just I don't know what else to say. I'm fearful for everyone else on the road.
Athletes aren't saints, and none of our sort of people that are celebrities that we love, right? If you're into sports, just because someone's the greatest of all time, what they did doesn't make them a perfect person. It can certainly be the opposite. If you're into movies or TV shows, Tom's never seen one, but if you're like me and you have, right? I mean, Tom Cruise makes really entertaining movies. We can maybe agree to disagree on some other choices out there or with other actors. I like to read. Ernest Hemingway for a long time was my favorite writer of all time. Still one of my favorite writers. Strong argument. He was a piece of garbage as a human being, as a father and as a husband, right? I mean, it's one of the guys, Van Gogh, but I always get it wrong. Cut off his ear. Was it Van Gogh?
I think you made me question it, but I'm pretty sure it's Van Gogh.
Here's how I remember. Van Gogh. Go sounds like nose. So it's a thing that you kind of... Yeah, Van Gogh. Van nose. Nose is near the ear.
Okay.
I'm trying to... Just because someone is great at something doesn't mean that they're a hero or a great person. So all that said, I'm trying to think of an all-time great in sports who's had a more steep fall from grace as an athlete, because he didn't pass Jack, right? His body fell apart. And just what we're talking about as a person, just like the demons that are out there. Not saying he's a bad human being, but he's obviously tortured. Not Jordan, not Messi, not Muhammad Ali. I mean, Muhammad Ali obviously had Parkinson's and sort of a deterioration, but I don't think that's the same thing. It's not. I hate to use the term self-inflicted, but I guess I just did. I mean, LeBron's still playing, but not LeBron, not Jack, right? Who Tiger was chasing. Shohei had the thing with his interpreter and the gambling, but I have come around to believe in Shohei, and so there we are. I think that Tiger might be the most disappointing career ending for an all-time great, and the most difficult to watch, sort of as they struggle with what they're struggling with for an all-time great that I can think of. Am I missing somebody?
I mean, it's crazy that this is where we're at. I mean, Trout, but that doesn't have anything to do with off the field stuff. That's just his body, betraying
breaking down. Yep.
But as you rattled through that with Tiger, it's like it's crazy that this is where we're at.
I know.
It's crazy that this is where we're at, and it's sad. That's the only emotion I come through. It's sad on so many different levels.
Addiction sucks, man. I mean, he's not a star, but like Lamar Odom, right? Like, he's a guy that we used to talk, but we all kind of like, that's too bad. I mean, Tiger's like a part of my childhood. Not childhood, but I was in college. I was a freshman in college when he debuted, when he won the Masters, I think. Maybe I was in high school. And so, like, I'm a little bit older than him, maybe a year or two. I just sort of, as he went through stuff at an age I went through stuff, and as I was like, but he was doing it I could just relate to him in a way that when you're 20 or you're 15, 30-year-old athletes are people you look up to. When you're 48 and there's a 23-year-old athlete, you're like, oh, that kid's doing great. It's, the people that you have the same age of that you root for, there's just this period in time where you're all kind of trying to make your lives. And you get to, a lot of the soundtrack of a lot of my sort of getting married, having kids, getting a house, wishing I hadn't bought that house, trying to sell that house, jobs, right? Moving to LA, like, what the hell is this place? The sort of background music to all that was Tiger. A lot of that was Tiger. And it's a bummer to see it go this way. On a happier note for me and a less happy note for you, we got a recommendation for a movie.
Okay.
From KL Sports Takes. I'm just going to pull this up. Okay, here we go. Got another movie recommendation for you guys. Echo Valley on Apple TV has Sydney Sweeney in it. Every actor does a phenomenal job. Crazy plot twists throughout as well. So I went and watched, you're going to be shocked to hear this, the trailer. I somehow missed the trailer. So who's the redheaded lady that was in Boogie Nights? What's her name?
Redheaded lady in Boogie Nights. There's not a name coming to mind.
I'm just going to pull up Echo Valley. This is very disrespectful. I can't even remember her name. Julianne Moore.
Oh, we should have known that.
Yeah, no,
I should have known that.
That's bad. I apologize. She's in it, but basically Sydney Sweeney's I think like a drug addict daughter, and there's like, is she up to something? I'm not. Here's what I'm saying. I love it. KL Sports Takes, but I'm watching a lot of stuff right now. I mean, here's all the stuff I'm watching right now. I'm currently watching The Pit. I'm watching Invincible, which is absolutely incredible. I got to finish Fallout. I got to finish Industry. I'm watching Paradise. I'm trying to watch Shrinking. I'm watching Rooster.
You're watching too many things, man.
Yeah, I know. That's why I need you to watch Echo Valley.
Is Rooster the one with Steve Carell?
Yes. Okay. It's by the same person that did Shrinking. It's good. I watched 2 of them last night. They're 25. I'm not sure it's gonna make it. I'm not sure it's gonna last.
Dumb question, just because it's Steve Carell. Is it a comedy?
Yeah, it's a comedy with some drama. Yes, it's a comedy.
Okay.
You know what? You know what? Is it Bill Lawrence, whoever does Shrinking and did Ted Lasso? And you know what his shows are like now? They're like fondue. Seems like a great idea. Give me the chocolate. I got the strawberry. It's really great. And then it kind of gets kind of messy, and you're like, I'm embarrassed that I'm here at a fondue restaurant, but I feel like I got to see it through because I spent $38 on a chocolate fountain. So you keep going, and then finally you just realize by the time you give up, it's disgusting, and you just got to pay and feel shame. That's how I feel about some of these shows.
That sounds really specific. How many times has that happened to you at a fondue place?
I've actually never been to a fondue restaurant, but I've had buddies do. My buddy Reed Forgrave, tried to do fondue twice, and I finally realized he can't cook. And it was the same exact thing, but at his apartment many years ago.
Okay.
My point is, I need you to watch Echo Valley for me.
Okay, I mean, look, I got Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, sure. I don't know how great of a serious actress she is, but I can give it a try. Apple
Okay.
TV, you said?
Apple TV, not you're so because Sydney, you're the KL Sport. You've never said yes in your life. I could recommend Fast and the Furious 18 a sneak preview. Be like, I'm not doing it. If you don't sign me, what to do? You're like, what's his name from Dodgeball? I'm trying to myself. I created myself. You don't tell me what to do. I created a bleep you, Chuck Norris, who, by the way, passed away.
He did.
Yeah,
he did.
Bleep you, Chuck Norris is one of the great lines of all time. He takes a big bite out of a turkey leg or whatever the hell that thing was. Yeah. All right, here's my next question for you. All right, so the Dodgers are undefeated. I think it's hilarious that they won all 3 of their games against Arizona, and I watched most of those games. All right, here are the undefeated teams that are left. The Blue Jays, the Yankees, the Miami Marlins, we all saw that coming, the Brewers, which I always kind of root for. Is it weird? I like, even though I'm a Cubs fan, I like it. And your Los Angeles Dodgers. Who will be the last team standing? If you had to bet.
In terms of the
Undefeated.
It's probably the Dodgers.
I was thinking, what happens if they win 19 of their first 20 games? People are just going to freak out.
Yeah, they are.
They didn't even play that well, dude. And then they're just like, here's 9 runs. Here's 5, not 9. Here's 4 runs in this inning.
Yeah, people will absolutely freak out if they go on some, they win 15 straight, win 19 of their first 20. Like, people are absolutely going to freak out.
They've got a guy named Roki Sasaki, who obviously did some magic last year in the playoffs, who is going to be a starter, but just can't find the plate. And the thing is, there's a really good chance he's going to give up 9 earned runs in 3 innings. I know this because he's in my fantasy baseball team. We're just going to roll with it, and it's going to crush me. But if he finds his stuff, he's the best pitcher on almost every other team in baseball. It is. I'm trying not to be overwhelmed by how incredibly unfair it is. And what's your team? Are you a Mets fan?
I am a Mets fan.
How we doing? How are we feeling about the Mets?
They look solid. I mean, they played the Pirates. Paul Skeens didn't look great on opening day, but they look all right. They won 2 out of 3.
Dude, Paul Skeens got absolutely destroyed on opening day.
Yeah, his defense didn't do him any favors. Pittsburgh didn't really catch the ball too well behind him, but didn't look good at all.
Some prognosticator, who was it? Somebody famous, thinks that the Pirates are going to make the playoffs this year. Would you like to jump on that bandwagon?
I would not. I would jump on the bandwagon and say they'll be competitive, maybe around 500. I'm going to stay away from Pittsburgh reaching the postseason.
Do you want to hear my Christian? I've already told my Christian Laettner story. I think I've told it, right? You've heard this?
I have heard it.
Here's the short version of people that haven't heard it. I work with Christian Laettner at Fox Sports. You don't work with him at Sirius, do you?
I do not. No.
Be hilarious if he's your host tonight, or you're not host tonight. He's your host on Wednesday. Okay, so they hired a bunch of part-time former athletes to pair with reporters, and so I work with Dominique Dawes. She's a wonderful human being. I did obviously gymnastics. They I can't remember all the people that they hired, but they hired Christian Laettner to work with a guy named Billy Witz. Do you know Billy Witz? On basketball. And I didn't really see Christian a lot, but we went to some dinners, and he wasn't very social. But that's fine. People are quiet. I mean, if you went to a work dinner with Tom, you would think Tom was a jerk. Tom is not a jerk.
I give off jerk vibes.
I think that's. By the way, everyone that sees me hates me, and everyone that meets me likes me, unless they've already seen me so long they've decided, no, I hate you. It's a weird. Can you explain that to me real quick? I feel like I'm a very nice guy.
I don't disagree with that. I think you're a nice guy. I think maybe you come off as intimidating in the sense of
good looking.
How do I phrase this? In the sense of people don't want to be the one to make the first move, right? Like,
okay.
I don't know if that's like an aura thing.
Like I'm the Sydney Sweeney of The Office.
Right.
No,
right.
Wrong. Very. What are you saying?
I don't know. It's just I don't know how to explain it. It's just like a thing of like, ooh, I think I'm gonna wait for him to maybe approach me and talk to me before I make the first move.
I started working with a friend of mine now named Liz. She worked at CBS Sports, and we were working together at the All-Star game just before COVID hit. and we went to lunch, to dinner or something, whatever, because like she was my producer, and we were sitting there, and she's like, "I got to tell you, this is gonna be weird. I thought you were such an a-hole, and literally I could have just stopped her and played a tape. I could have just had like a this is like the 100th time I've had this conversation with someone. Like, I thought you were. I'm like, we never talked, we never spoke. How could you think I was a jerk?
Maybe that's why, though. People form opinions of other people, especially colleagues that they've never actually interacted with. They watch other interactions.
I got a real jerk face.
Yeah, so I have resting jerk face.
Yeah, so Christian Laettner's got a real jerk face, but it does make him a jerk. But so I didn't really know him, and at the part of the really cool thing about that experience was we sold FoxSports.com. Rick Jaffe, genius, my boss, sold all of this advertising and included carve-outs. I don't know what the term is, where we got car service and we got to fly first class on what's Virgin Airlines. And true story, creepy true story. I turned over, my blanket fell over. Like on my, I've never been on a lay down seat on an airplane. It was amazing. And two flight attendants who I don't think were hired because they were very ran over and just tucked me in. I'm like, what the fuck? They're like in their British accent. So just to test it, I waited till they went back to their spots and dropped it again. They ran over. I'm like, that's crazy. So I told my boy Reed Forgrave, guess what he did the rest of the flight? He dropped his blanket. Hey, Reed, stop. It's awkward. So we had all these sort of carve-outs and car. It was really cool. Like, we traveled in style. And I think that was because they had all the famous athletes. But then they're like, I guess we got to let Ryder and Forgrave do the same thing. So the morning after so we've done the Olympics for 3 weeks. Christian Laettner and I have been to a couple dinners together where he has resting jerk face like you do, and apparently I do, or resting Sydney Sweeney jerk aura is what I have, is what, I don't really know, but we're staying at the same place. And we each have, Reed and I are going to Heathrow Airport, and for some reason Laettner was going to Gatwick or the other airport further out. And we had assigned cars, like car 106 versus car 202. And we went out. We had worked 3 weeks at a break. We went out. Even I was hungover. I don't even get hungover. Reed, we went back into the house 3 times to get sick. Sorry, Reed, it's true. This is like, and Laettner looks like he has had a lot to drink. We're all just at 7 a.m. We're pissed off. We're on the street, whatever. I'm like, hey, good morning. He didn't even say anything. I'm like, all right, cool. So I have like a little note, right? A little like 106 car. We're waiting. There's no car. There's no call. We're all, where you're kind of like, I like to get to the airport early. We're getting a little antsy. Where's the car? Laettner's getting antsy. He's calling, trying to find somebody. No one's answering. Car 106 rolls up. It's my car. And Laettner's like, my car. And walks to the car. And Reed's like, let him go. I'm like, I'll let him go. And I'm like, that's my car. And he turns and goes, I'm taking it. And I go, the hell you are, Christian Laettner. Get out of the way. Wait for your own car. This isn't Duke or some obnoxious. And I got in the car and drove off.
And left Christian Laettner with Reed Forgrave.
No, Reed came with me because he was going to Heathrow.
Okay.
By the way, side story, I don't know what was in the water that night. I've never been to a first class lounge. So there's a first class lounge, and the Virgin first class lounge looks like the Jetsons. It looks like where the Jetsons would be. So it's the only massage I've ever had. No, my brother got me one in Vegas once. The first massage that I had a massage. Like, I'm like, how much is it? He's like, it's free. Like, oh, okay. It's like the first time I took Stu to an open bar party where Stu almost died from alcohol poisoning. So I got a massage, whatever. But I'm in so much pain. I'm so hungover. And I sit down and I'm on like a Jetsons couch. And there's a guy next to me, and I look at him, and he looks like he's gonna die. And he's like, rough night. I'm like, oh man. He's like, yeah. And it was Joe Montana. I realized it was Joe Montana. He looked nice. All right. We're nice here, I promise.
That's a great story.
Now, I will say this. I did once sort of change my mind on Christian Laettner. Years later, I heard him go on, You Were There. I think I texted you and you didn't write back. He went on with Tiki and Brandon.
Yeah,
and Brandon had a habit, BT, not getting involved in the Brandon wars, but Brandon had a habit of talking over his guests. Or some would say, not me, falling in love with the sound of his own voice. And sometimes you just have to ask a question, be quiet, right? Hey, Michael Jordan, did you like playing basketball? Not, hey, Michael, did you like playing basketball? I like basketball. Did you like, right? And Brandon had a different style, different approach, right? He was unleashed even before he was unleashed. I understand. Christian Laettner did not like it. And I was driving around California, and I heard Christian Laettner just go after Brandon. And it was terrible but riveting radio. Do you remember this?
I do.
Yeah.
Christian Laettner got to the point where he really wanted to just hang up the phone and just be done with it. And it was a pretty awkward interview.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, that's the same guy who tried to take my car, but now I'm kind of on his side because it's hilarious. All right. That was a great talk. Anything else?
We covered a lot of ground there.
Pretty good story, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe that's why people don't like me. I won't give them my cars. Hell no, dude. I don't care. You could be LeBron James. It's not your car, man. If you were going to Heathrow, you could come with us, but you weren't. We will be. Oh, surprise segment for Tom. Why aren't you excited about this?
It's your surprises never work out well for me.
It's gonna be great. Surprise segment for Tommy coming up after our fake break from sponsored by Spike Eskin.
He's Bill Ryder, and people can't stop listening. It's Ryder Than You with Bill Ryder.
Oh boy, it's Ryder Than You with Bill Ryder. That's me buying time for the buttons. Hi, Tommy. Whatever, bro.
It's Start Bench Cut on Ryder Than You.
This got requested last week, and we did one. It was fun, so we're going to do it again.
I'm here for it. Let's do it.
Why are y'all worried?
Because you're probably going to throw some questions at me that I don't want to answer.
And now it's time for Tom's wife in a new segment called Tom versus his wife.
Well, she doesn't really want to talk to me.
Okay. Do you also, you and I have a very similar, okay. Start bench cut. March Madness. The NHL playoffs. The NBA playoffs.
I'm going to start the NHL playoffs.
Wow, everybody says that.
I'm going to bench March Madness.
Yeah.
I'm going to cut the NBA playoffs.
Even though it's 2 months long, I'm kind of with you.
Yeah, I think I feel good about that.
What makes the hockey playoffs so riveting?
It's just, it's going to sound corny when I say this. The emotion, the play is just a whole nother level. I really don't know how. It's not something tangible that I could point to and say it's this.
Okay.
It's just so different from the regular season. And I know the NBA play. I know it's different from the regular season. I know March Madness is obviously different. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not doing it justice. It's just, it almost feels like it's a different sport than the NHL regular season.
All right, I'm going to tune in. I'm going to check it out. This next question I was very excited about, but I feel like I didn't properly calculate for your desire to root for Psychos.
Okay.
So I think I know who you're going to buy. All right. Or not buy, who you're going to start. You have to root for these people or teams forever. For eternity.
Okay.
Dan Hurley.
Okay.
The Yankees.
Okay.
Doc, it wasn't my fault again, Rivers.
Oh, I think this is actually pretty easy.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to start Dan Hurley.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
Can I put a little asterisk, though, if he changes programs or if he somehow moves to the NBA? Like, I don't know that I'll stick with Dan.
You're
I like Dan now at UConn.
No, you're stuck with him.
Okay, so I'm stuck with him no matter where he goes, if it's college hoops or the NBA.
I think his act is going to grow real tired, man. He's not going to win a national championship every 3 years, and so there's going to come a point where he's going to have a 6-year drought. And I think it's going to get real tired.
I'm going to stick with Dan Hurley. I'm going to start Dan Hurley.
You're basically starting Bobby Knight. You know that, right? You're buying Bobby Knight stock high.
I'm going to start Dan Hurley.
Okay.
I'm going to bench the Yankees.
Yeah. You're going to cut Doc Crimea Rivers?
I think that's the only way to go.
Do you know how frustrating it is to be right on something like that so clearly and to have the entire state of Milwaukee hate me for it and have all my colleagues at CBS Sports who cover the NBA think I was an idiot over it and they work there and I don't? Bitter much? A little on that one.
Speaking of Doc, this actually made me think of Doc over the weekend.
Talk to me.
I don't know if you'll remember. Actually, on the show, when we were together doing the show, we ran through an entire laundry list of NBA talent that Doc had coached without winning an NBA championship.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, we actually did something very similar because Duke has not won a title in a decade. We ran
Hold that thought.
all the NBA talent that they've had.
Hold that thought. Let me go to the next one.
Okay.
Remember you used to get all mad at me? I want you to rank these failures from the biggest failure. So the start would be the biggest failure to the smallest. Doc's Bucks tenure, Duke's recent, really post-Coach K tournament performances,
Okay.
Lamar Jackson and his history in the postseason.
Wow. But did you put this? Was this your question?
Yes.
This is a great question. This is a fantastic question. Wow. I think I gotta start Lamar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lamar is obviously a two-time MVP, one of the two best quarterbacks in the NFL. Plus last season, they went into that year with maybe the best roster in the entire sport. Like, just singularly last year might have been Lamar's biggest failure. And then you put the other playoff failures with it. I think I got to start Lamar.
Okay.
Then I think I'm going to go Duke. I can't believe I'm letting Doc off the hook. It sounds like I'm letting him off the hook, but I really don't think that I am. I think I'm going to go Duke the last 10 years. They have had some crazy talented rosters, including this year. They arguably had Cam Boozer, the best player in the sport. Yeah. He may or may not go number one. If he doesn't go one, he'll probably go two. And then I think it's Doc. I can't believe I put Doc. I can't believe I cut Doc, but like I think that's the. What would you do in that scenario?
So since Coach K, the new guy's gone 8-3 in the NCAA tournament. He's been in the round of 32, the Elite Eight, and this year in the Final Four. And then the Final Four again this year.
Plus, last year he had the best player in the sport with Cooper Flagg.
He did. I would. I would start Doc's Bucks because he had Giannis and ruined that guy's window. Then I would go Lamar Jackson a close second. Then I would do Duke, I think, third, only because he has made two Final Fours. It's like like in 2 years, if he hasn't made a championship game, people are going to start talking about him the way we talk about Gonzaga. Only Gonzaga can be celebrated for not winning. Duke has to win. He wins the national championship next year. It's all going to be like he won and he's made the Final Four 3 years in a row. And he lost in a buzzer beater. Although, I'll say this. We haven't talked about this. We should have at the start. It's coaching. Giving UConn the ball back. What is that? Why are you progressing the basketball? Why aren't you like you never have a guy throw the ball in the middle with two dudes, two tall guys with their hands up for that exact reason. Dribble around those guys, take the foul. What are you doing?
That, what you just said, or, and I know this is not the NBA, calling a timeout, you can't advance the ball. You had a timeout.
Yes, that's fair.
We're dealing with college kids, and many of them are freshmen.
Yep.
Get everybody composed. Let everybody know what the plan is.
Have you seen the sort of, they got the cam, and there's a clip out there where you can watch the Duke coaching staff and the clip simultaneously, and it's amazing. He looks overwhelmed and shocked. He looks like a fan. He's like, what's he doing? And then he's like, oh, it's me. I'm the coach.
Can I point this out real quick? And I'm not, I guess I am trying to make this correlation. But look, you reached the Final Four last year. You blew a 14-point lead to Houston. Right. Okay, fine. Things happen. It happens. It's not like Houston's not a talented team. They obviously were. You blew a 19-point lead to UConn. Another talented team. But now it's starting to be a bit of a pattern. Can I relate this to UNC and Hubert Davis, who also blew a 19-point lead in this tournament? Hubert also made a championship game. They didn't win. He made a championship game. It's UNC. It's Duke. John Shire doesn't have much of a pedigree in the way that Hubert Davis didn't have
No,
much of a.
just in this, yeah.
So like, why are UNC moving on from Hubert Davis? Are we gonna have that conversation about John Shire?
I mean, Shire's made 2 consecutive Final Fours and an Elite Eight before that. The thing is, it's a different world than when Coach K and Roy were coaching, and recruiting's everything now, especially because of the transfer portal. Shire can recruit, man. I mean, you said he's going to have the number 1 pick in the draft maybe in back-to-back years.
Do you think it's Shire? And this is a pure question, but I guess it's a jerk question to even ask. Is it Shire, or is it just because it's Duke?
No, the expectation.
Just like the recruiting. Like, if I'm a great high school player, do I want to go because of Shire, or do I want to go because Duke is Duke?
I mean, I actually don't. Remember, Duke's a really good school, too, so you're recruiting a very specific kind of kid in terms of academics. It was like when Stanford was good at football, right? Under Harbaugh. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do. I think my understanding is Jeff Goodman's brought this up, that Shire is a really good recruiter. But the thing is, like, you can be Illinois, you can be Iowa, you can be St. John's, you can be a lot of programs, and you want to win, but the standard is lower, and so the pressure is. I mean, Iowa's celebrating. Duke is thinking about fire, right? We're having this. You also have to live up to the expectations of Duke basketball, and that's really hard to do. It's just really hard to do. And now that UConn has emerged as a force in college basketball, or reemerged, but they're so dominant, and Michigan is where, like, not everybody can make the Final Four. Not everybody can make the championship game, and so there are consequences for that.
That may have been the best start bench cut question ever.
Yeah.
That was 3 really good options.
I've done 2 of these. You've done 200.
Well, that's minor.
Was it
details.
a kind thing to say there?
Minor details.
All right. What do you want to watch between now and the Final Four? I'm really beating up on basketball. Baseball, hockey, the NBA. So basically, what do you want to watch between now and Saturday to kind of fill the time?
I'm still into the new baseball season, so I'm going to start baseball.
Okay.
I'm kind of going against what I said on last week's pod. I'm buying into just randomly watching a game because hope springs eternal. Although, I will point this out very quick aside.
Talk to me.
The Giants manager, Tony, I'm going to butcher his last name, Vitello, the guy who was a college baseball head coach, and now is the San Francisco, is already talking like the guys are pressing too much. We're really trying to hit a 5-run. Dude, it's game 2 of 162. Like,
yeah,
you might want to figure out how this thing works in the pros.
You can't come off as an amateur that quickly, or you'll lose those guys immediately. Here's a name from the past: Trey Hillman, who was the Royals manager, called the Royals out of the spring training I covered 15, 20 years ago, and lambasted them, laid into those guys in front of everybody, and that before the season started, and he never got that clubhouse back.
Yeah. Not great. So I'm going to start baseball because I'm into just watching a random game, especially if it's on in the afternoon while I'm home.
Okay. Yep.
I am going to bench hockey.
Okay.
Playoffs are right around the corner. There's 7-8 games left in the regular season. And I'm going to cut the NBA. I'm really down on the NBA.
Me too, man. I think I've come out of I had to watch. It's not a good product right now. The tanking, the foul. Every time, so I get a bunch of newsletters, right? I get a ton of newsletters every morning. I read a lot. I consume a lot for this podcast. I'm so tired of getting like the Athletic newsletter, and it's all about the tanking protocol. Like, if we're in basically April, playoffs start in 2 weeks in the NBA, and all the stories about tanking, we've got a Houston. We have a problem. That's a NASA reference. All right. What you would want to watch here? Okay.
Okay.
Sydney Sweeney movies.
Okay.
Vin Diesel movies.
Oh.
Movies your wife selects.
Okay. I'm gonna. Wow, this is tough. I'm gonna start Vin Diesel movies. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. He's given me 25 years of great cinema.
Oh, it's terrible.
I'm gonna start Vin Diesel movies. Family. It's family, bro.
Oh my God, yeah. Okay,
I am going to bench Sydney Sweeney movies.
Okay.
They're not usually great films, but let's just we can put it. She's fun to look at. Like we could say that.
She's an actress, man. She's the Pacino of her time.
And then I'm gonna cut my wife's movies because
Okay.
I just got to show up for those and only make a few comments about how bad they are.
Okay. How have you seen The Housemaid yet? Apparently, it's really good with Sydney Sweeney.
I have not.
I think you're gonna want to see it
Okay.
because I understand it. By the way, I really want to go to Hail Mary. Tom, what is Hail Mary?
I got nothing.
Come on, man.
I got nothing.
What is Hail Mary?
I don't know why I'm supposed to
It's
know.
a cultural phenomenon. It's the Ryan Gosling space movie that's like doing crazy numbers at the box office. Everybody's going to it. You know what? I'm just gonna have to say it's over here.
I got nothing.
What in the holy hell, dude?
I got nothing.
Wow. Okay. I had a few more I was gonna do, but I just we're out.
Oh, come on. We didn't have. Okay.
One of our guys recommended start bench cut again. It's kind of fun to be back into it a little bit.
That was fun.
I enjoy doing it. And you and I are hanging out tomorrow.
Yes. I will be here tomorrow.
You should do a mini movie review of Echo Valley.
Okay. Apple Plus.
Apple
okay.
TV Plus thing.
Okay.
I think they dropped the plus.
Oh,
I think they minus the plus to make it
what?
Apple TV.
What, just Apple now?
Apple TV.
Okay.
Do you think in alternate universes it's orange?
Sure. Do you know?
Sure.
I saw a sign on the streets of Manhattan yesterday that said, "Why aren't iPhone chargers called apple juice?" And I thought it was very funny.
See, you're starting to come around to why Manhattan's amazing.
Not really. Not really.
How many times have you gone out in Manhattan after you've gotten off work?
And my current job?
Yeah.
That would be a big fat goose egg.
That's a terrible. There's a bar that's open until 4 a.m. called Employees Only. It serves a great steak too until 4 a.m. It is across the street from what's the thing that goes to Jersey? The Path?
The Path.
Which is what you take, right?
Correct.
So you could take the one to this spot and you could meet me if I was there, which I'm not going to be because I don't have any checks, notes, money.
I'm not doing that. Whether you're there or not, I'm not doing that.
I know you're bad. Why not?
It's so late.
Who cares?
Me.
You're on that schedule. I'll adjust for you.
It's way too late. Plus, too, like what type of what other patrons are in this place at 4 o'clock in the morning on a weeknight?
It's amazing.
No, thank you.
It's a vibe. What's this little button? Does it mute you? Sure does. We'll see you all tomorrow.